Hey guys, Katie here. Welcome to For the Love of Leftovers. I'm really happy to have you here and spending the day with me. We've got a few things going on and I am going to essentially catch you up to speed because I'm recording this after the fact. So I'm going to take you through a few things that we've done today and a few things that we're still doing, such as making quince jam with my mom today. And you can see the beauty that's in the background. So we've already got that accomplished. And I still have to get dinner going for this evening because I just finished up leftovers for lunch. So let's pull something out and get it defrosted and get it cooking so that when the family comes home, we are all set to go for dinner. Okay, so I went down to one of our freezers and we have quite a bit of lamb left from the lamb that we had here on our homestead, and we've worked through all of our chicken and turkey. I do have some that's cooked and in the freezer, but for, ooh, I just heard a pop. Did you hear that? There was a quince jar that popped. So I'm going to roast up this leg of lamb. I think I still have enough time to pull it off. So it's 1:45. It is 1:45 here. So I'm going to get this defrosting in the microwave, and then we're going to set up a roasting pan and get it in the oven at 300, 350 degrees. Haven't quite decided yet, but I'm going to get it in there in a roasting pan so that we can roast it kind of low and slow as best as we can. Not too slow because we need to eat in a few hours. I have done this in the Instant Pot before, and maybe depending on where I'm at mentally, we might do that again. I might just show you that trick because better to have food done. All right, let's get this in the microwave or we're going to be late. All right, I'm just gonna put both right in here. Both legs of lamb. It might even be 3. We're not butchers. We did this ourselves though. All right, I'm gonna put it on power 2. I'm going to estimate probably about 4 pounds of meat there. 41 minutes to defrost this, so we might just do the Instant Pot. So let's just get that prepped just in case. So regardless of where we're cooking this, we're gonna cook it the same way. So we can at least get our stuff prepped. I'm going to use celery, carrots, rosemary. I am going to prep a snack for the kids for when they get home. Salt, pepper. We're going to do oregano, some turmeric, and some Thai red curry. So this is a spice mix that I've purchased from Morton and Bassett out of San Francisco, but they have places all around the country. And because it's hot here, and hot I use as a relative term, it's October and it's like almost 70 out. It's pretty crazy. All right, so what we're going to do, anyhow, it's not exactly soup stew weather today. This week, I think summer is giving us one last kick, saying goodbye very graciously. So I don't want to make any, trying to make it a little bit lighter. We've got salad greens. So we'll do some salad. Put that there. Just gonna chop all this up. You know what? I was gonna put the good celery in there, but I think nobody here really eats cooked celery, so I'm not sure what exactly I'm thinking. I mean, they will if it's in a stew, but I'm going to put these going to put these at the bottom of our Instant Pot so that the leg has something to kind of sit on. And then I'm actually going to use the good celery for snacks today for the kids when they get home. So I will prep that right now. We are just doing all the things at once, that's all. Okay, so I've got a whole bunch of celery there, and I'll give them cream cheese and peanut butter for the celery because they like to either fill the celery or dip it. Okay, now we've got our carrots that we need to prep. It's going to be a decent amount of carrots, so I think I'm just going to do the rest of what we have. I have an order coming from a local vegetable farmer. One of our neighbors is lovely people. They've done CSAs in the past, and I love getting vegetables from them anytime we can. Support our friends and our local farmers, and we know exactly where it was grown, and I cannot seem to get a garden going for the life of me. So those who can't grow, cook. I can cook every vegetable, but I cannot grow it, unfortunately. I can't even stay on top of weeding the garden and getting my tomato plants staked up. It's just 3 years so far we've tried here, and it just never seems to work. I have officially opened up my garden bed so that the chickens can get in. It's been fenced in so that they couldn't get in. The deer have still gotten in, so you know that was all of our green beans gone. But now I've opened it up so that the chickens can get in there and hopefully till up some of the land to do a little bit of the work for me and grab a snack as they're in there because they free range. So hopefully they're getting in and making the most of it. All right, there's all our carrots. We're just gonna move the scraps to the side. We'll give those to the chickens after as well. They've got a whole not jar, but a whole bowl of quince scraps to eat, and Brussels sprouts that we had earlier, which you will see later in the video, I'm sure, or at some point in the video. I guess right now I don't know when or how I'm editing things. So, alright, I'm just going to make this super simple. Just going to do rounds. They're all going to get cooked completely, so I'm not super worried about, you know, them being the same size. If I was cooking this in a skillet, I might be a little more wanting to make sure that they're all the same size, but this is not one of those times. Okay. This there. We are. I haven't been adding onion, but I am going to go get an onion, and I'm going to add the rosemary while I have it here, while I'm thinking about it. And I am just adding it all right on the stick. 3 sticks there of rosemary. And then that way I can just pull the stem out. It's at the bottom, so I won't have to worry about the lamb, like, you know, someone getting a piece of stick or something. All right, let's grab an onion and a garlic, head of garlic. So we essentially had this meal just the other night, and I served it with potatoes and yeah, I essentially made this exact thing the other night, but with different cuts of lamb, and it was delicious. I think what I'm gonna do is serve it with a side of rice this time, because I have some rice that needs to get used up, for one. And in one of our future videos, we are going to do a pantry clean out and a pantry relocation, because the pantry that we currently have is on the back of our wood stove, and so during the summer it's fine, but when it comes, or pretty much any other season other than winter, it's fine, because come winter time the wood stove is going, it gets real hot back there, and things start to go bad. Well, we've had enough cold weather lately to where we've actually already started the wood stove. Not today, because it's so beautiful out, but we've started the wood stove a few days ago, and we had it going for a couple days. And I had a brand new bag of potatoes back there, and they went bad on me. There's still plenty that are usable, but they're certainly not long term now. I need to get them and get using them. But I'm just gonna, we've also got rice that needs to be taken care of, so we'll just do some rice on the side for tonight, which also is good for my kiddos who aren't particularly fans of this type of a meal. Ooh, onions. That they will have rice as their option. Ooh. We're gonna add in a good amount of garlic. So what I'm doing is I'm just cutting off the root end from these cloves. Then I'm going to smoosh them. And yes, I am still fighting back tears from the onion. Ooh, oh Lord. All right. And I'm just adding them smushed right in there. Again, it's not something that we're really going to eat, but it's going to flavor the lamb. And lamb, let me see if I can tell you this while I'm crying from the onions here. Lamb is a lot like wild game in that you don't want to use garlic powder. It brings out a bitterness and a gaminess to the meat. So if you want to use garlic in your seasoning for wild game or for lamb, what you want to do is use fresh garlic, and that will work just fine. It's just the garlic powder that gives it that really gross, annoying, gamey flavor. And I almost forgot that I have some ginger. Break off a couple of these knobs and just use a vegetable peeler. Peel off the skin here. Again, tossing that down in. Like the fresh kind of spicy flavor it gives things. Garlic is super good for you. Almost gives it like it's like a cross between a lemon and a pepper, if I had to say it. All right. Whew. All right, now let's, what else did I pull? I pulled jalapenos. I don't think I'm gonna use them though. No, I'm going in a different direction. Okay, I'm gonna get this kind of cleaned up, wash my hands, and we're just waiting on that lamb to dethaw. our legs are all thawed, maybe even a little too thawed, but if you won't tell, I won't tell. Okay, this one, yeah, that little one was a little over thawed. This big one is definitely a bit under thawed, but that's okay. We are going to cook this. So we're gonna cook this till it's done, so to speak. We're going to kind of like overcook it, okay? 195 is the temperature at which collagen and ligaments, things like that, tend to start breaking down. So if you've ever had pulled pork, for example, pork is done at around 150, 160, but you actually want to overcook it to 195 to get those ligaments and things to break down and pull apart. That way you can have a very shreddable pulled pork. So if you've ever made something like that, or even lamb like this, and you want it to be nice and tender and like, you know, fork pulling apart, if you've ever cooked it and you've tried to shred it and it won't shred, it's still like really tough and to the point that you would have to cut it, you actually just need to cook it a bit more. And as long as you have some moisture in there, it's not going to overcook and get dry. So we're gonna add a decent amount of salt. Honestly, probably like a tablespoon. And then I'm also going to be adding turkey stock to this, which does have some salt in it. So I'm, you know, a little easy on it. Remember that lamb doesn't really have a flavor. And we've just got veggies in there, and we're gonna be serving this, with rice. So like this seasoning that we're adding in is our flavor, right? All right, we're gonna add in some oregano. So if you think Greek flavors, think Indian flavors, anything like that, any area of the world where they would serve lamb or goat, use those kinds of flavors, okay? So any place, any area of the world that you can think of like that, those flavors are going to inherently be better with it. Does that make sense? So turmeric goes with lamb beautifully, and it makes sense, right? Because in Indian cooking, they use a lot of turmeric. So I've added a good amount of that. I have some Thai red curry here, as I mentioned before. Gonna add a good amount of that. There's no salt in this, so it's just all flavor. And then to brighten the whole dish up, I'm gonna add in some dill. Not a ton. That was still probably like 2 teaspoons. Remember, we're feeding 8 people with this. And now I'm going to add our liquid, because when you're using an Instant Pot, you need to have at least 1 cup of liquid down in the bottom so that it doesn't burn. There is going to be some liquid that comes out just naturally from the cooking process of the meat, so you don't want to overdo it. I'm not going for a stew this time. If I was going for a stew, I would add more of our stock, but you can see about how much I've added. So now I'm going to plug this in. Got it plugged in. I'm going to add the cover, and then I am going to pressure cook this for 25 minutes. So it's, like I said, some of it is a little less thawed than the other pieces, between 20 and 30 minutes. Remember, it's going to take some time to come up in temperature also, but I've got it high pressure, 25 minutes. We're going to start that, and this is going to be done in no time at all, way ahead of when dinner is going to be served. And I'm just going to let this naturally release. It's going to be kept warm the whole time until we're ready to serve it for dinner. And then all I need to do is cook up some rice to serve as a side dish. All right, and here we go. All that steam. This has been cooking for, not cooking, but just, it's been warm for an hour. And so it is perfectly shreddable now. And we're gonna have some dinner. good. It was like a
cross between a pear and something else.
pineapple.
Mm.
Yeah, it's like pineapple, pear, and apple. Hey, what are you doing in there?
So, this is the water bath. I'll get water in that. I'll get water in that, make it hot. Put the jars in there, so the jars are getting hot. Wow.
Do you need more jars?
Nope. Okay. It's only gonna make, it says it's gonna make 4 half pints. So, like, it's probably only gonna make like 2 of these and this, if I had to guess, but I just brought them because.
Okay. I'm sure I have
just
little ones too. I'm sure I have more downstairs. Alright, so what do you need me to do?
Huh?
What do you need me to do?
Well, we gotta peel all the quince.
Gonna do what?
Peel all of the quince.
Okay.
And then if we don't have 7 cups of quince, we'll add some apples. Quince is like super high in pectin, so there you get the sugar measured out.
Do I have what it takes to make you fall in love with me? Am I the real deal or just another one of those who fake it? Maybe I don't really know you. Maybe I don't really know myself. Let me rest in your arms until the morning comes and fades away our fears. I want to grow up with you. Cliche to say, but it's true. Tell me you see me just as I see you. Sometimes I don't know why
say, water bath something. Hearing it do that when you put it in, like cut that water tension, I was like, is it sealing already?
Cracking the job.
Right. It's kind of like a peach or grapefruit color.
Right?
Okay, our Quince Jam is done, but it's cooling. It has to sit for 24 hours. I wanted to show you though, we reserved a little bit. So yeah, this was just like what was in the bottom of the pan. And I'm just going to, oh, look at that. See, so even without canning it, it gelled up just so beautifully. Just gonna put it on a little bit of a cracker. I think this might be Mom's snack for the day. Okay, so this is Quince Jam. I think the kids are gonna have to wait because this is gonna be my snack for the day. This is so good. So Quince, if you've never had it, smells divine. Oh my gosh, I can't even, it's so hard to describe. It's like a mix between a pear, an apple, and a pineapple. It has a really unique, very floral, fruity smell, and it's hard. It looks like a pear. It looks like a bright yellow pear, and it grows on trees much as pears and apples do. And when you walk by, you can just smell it, and it smells amazing. Now, these fruit you cannot eat raw. They have to be cooked, which is why you don't find them very often in supermarkets and things like those. Because it's not, you wouldn't pick it up and eat it like a pear. You have to peel it, you have to core it, you have to cook it. And so really, like, the way to use quince is in a pie or in you know, a jam or a jelly like what we made today. And it is just, honestly, I think it's my favorite. I think it's the best. I think it's the best flavor. Best flavor, best smell. If someone could bottle this and make a perfume, I would wear it. Like, it's just delicious all the way around. And it's not overly sweet either. Like, it's not in the same way that applesauce is. Like I said, it's got that very balanced, floral, fruity, sour, sweet. It's just pure perfection on a cracker. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I truly, truly appreciate it, and I love your company, and I look forward to the next time that we're able to just spend some time together like this. If you haven't yet, please hit that like and follow, subscribe button, leave stuff down in the comments. It really helps me for getting videos out there. It helps me to stay encouraged to keep working on this channel, as well as make the algorithm think that, you know, worthy of being shown to other people, right? Thank you so much again for hanging out with me. And so if you are new to my channel and you are not a person of prayer, this is the time when you get to pop off, and I just say thank you and I love you, and just thank you so much. For the rest of you, you know what's coming. Now it is our corporate YouTube prayer time. And I just want to pray and bless you in your day as you go. Father God, I thank you so much for anyone that's putting eyes on this channel and on this particular video, Lord. I thank you that you've ordained it as such, Lord, and I ask for a special blessing, a favor to just be poured out on them, Lord. I ask that an abundance of peace and understanding and joy, Lord, your joy would just overflow and cover them from the tips of their top of their head to the tips of their toes, Lord, that you would just cover them, Lord, and that you would just pour out your blessing upon them, Lord. Let it be evident, Lord. Let it be so perfectly clear that you love them and that you're there and that this blessing is for them, that you are with them, Lord, that they can't do anything except give you praise and give you honor, all of which you deserve, Lord. And we just thank you so much for being with us day in, day out, and of course for giving your life up on the cross for us. And just love you and thank you so much. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, you guys have a fantastic day. Love you. Bye.